I totally forgot to pick my card for next week. So let me get ready. All right. And I'm going to use Hearts Come Home. And what color am I going to use with Hearts Come Home? Ah, Coastal Cabana. That'll be a pretty card. Isn't this a great card? And it was quick and easy. And I did the inside in the envelope. Join me in the craft room and I'll show you how. As you can see from the beginning of this video, I forgot to choose my color and stamp set, but I did do it later. Well, I had made the recording and forgot to include it, so you saw it this time. So I am working with Coastal Cabana and Hearts Come Home. I need a scrap of Whisper White. I need a piece of Whisper White that's actually 3 by 4. I have a scrap of Shimmery White cardstock. I have a piece of Coastal Cabana that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have my card base that's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. From the Hearts Come Home set, I am using the 3 houses, the 2 trees, and this stamp. I am using the Hometown Greetings edgelit, which goes with that, and I'm using this little one with the little snowman on it. I have my Coastal Cabana ink and my Coastal Cabana marker, and I need scrap paper, which I'm going to have to grab, and I need my sponge dauber, or not sponge dauber. I would prefer my sponge, so I forgot those. Let me get those and we'll go ahead with the recording. I am using my 3 by 4 inch Whisper White and my Coastal Cabana ink and my sponge, and I'm going to sponge on the background, and I'm gonna start off the paper and work my way down. I need a nice background color. So it's going to take me a little bit to do this because I want to go all the way to the bottom. After I go across, then I go and do my circles to pick up and make sure I have the areas covered that I need covered. And I didn't start off the paper there, so you need to start off the paper to avoid that on your card. But once in a while I forget. But that's okay. I can maybe hide it. If you lay down your first row of color, so to speak, and then you come back in circles, it kind of gives you the opportunity to fill in. Spots like this where it's really light, it's because the way you're circling it, you never catch it. So you have to kind of think about that. And I have a tendency to go like this, and that leaves that open space there. So small circles are good. All right. I think I need a little bit more here. All right, there we go. Hit that area. It was kind of loose there. And you kind of want it, I'm looking for a background, so you kind of want it like the houses will be here, so I want it darker at the top. All right, I've got that. Now I need I can't even think, my shimmery white paper. And what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to do these with my marker, and here's why. I want to color this in and this one in, and I'm going to stamp it so that they're light. Then I'm going to color this one, and I hope this works, it may not, and I'm going to go around the edge of the trees. And make sure you hit all the edges on your tree, or you'll have a piece missing and your tree might look a little funny. All right, now I'm going to take and huff on this because these two were done a while ago. And I need to re-moisten them, and then I'm going to stamp them. Oh, too light. Not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to color all the houses the same color. I wanted some a little bit lighter, but this is a light color, and sometimes you can't do that. So I will just the advantage is you can flip it over, and there we go. And then I'm going to take my framelit, and I'm going to cut the top of the framelit out of this, because I'm going to put that in the background and this on top. I cut this off, and I cut it kind of small, and I kind of panicked because it was like, this was, when I cut it, it flipped this way, and I thought, oh man, I cut it wrong, but it's the right side. Now I want this, I'm going to trim this, fussy cut it a little bit, only because I don't want all this white to show. So I'm just going to kind of do a quick outline on it. Nothing elaborate, but just a little bit to, like I said, give it some interest. And again, this may not work, you never know. Sometimes I try something and it doesn't work, and I have to go back to square one. But I was trying to use the stamps also and not have to cut them out all the way. All right, and then what I want to do is, this is going to be here, and this is going to be kind of behind it, and I cut it a little short, so I'm gonna fudge it a little bit. So I've got to get this on first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue along the bottom of this, and then I'll go back after I get it, the other piece placed where I need it, and add glue to the top. I missed a window. I'm just adding glue in key spots so that it stays stuck down. All right. Now I've got to give that a few minutes to set. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it on here. And as you can see, this is Coastal Cabana, but it looks entirely different when you sponge the ink on. And that happens. And I'm going to put that there. And you're saying, well, it's not even. Well, you'll see why. Now, from my scrap paper and my sentiment, I only want the home. So I'm going to use my marker, and color in just the word home. And I'm going to stamp that. And then trying to think. I don't know. Let's see if the modern label will work. Yes, it will, but I'm going to leave it a little bit. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of an end to it. And then I'm going to take, oops, I'm going to take this and then I'm going to insert it in between the two cutting blades, and I'm going to punch off the other end. I love doing that to give yourself a shorter sentiment. And then this is going to go on with dimensionals. Like so. And it's going to be down here in this corner. Of course, I got to put it on the right way. I don't want it upside down. Like that. And then I'm going to fix my card base and put my layer on, and my pieces have set, so I can, ooh, not a good idea. Okay. I'll put this on the bottom, and I'm making it even with this layer, like so. So that bottom is stuck down, but I can still get this back behind it. So I'm going to go down as far as I can. Stick that down. And then I'm going to take and put just little dots of glue. Actually, hope my head's not in the way. Just a little dot of glue behind my houses so that they stay in place. You don't want much because it'll ooze out and then you got a mess. So just a little tiny dot to hold it in place. And I see my trimmer didn't trim it very good. So I'm just I'm using my scissors kind of like a emery board and just trimming up the side so it's not so jagged. And there it is, quick and easy. You could have add a moon up here, you could add the sun, but I like it just like that. All right, let's see what we're gonna do next week. All right. So I have Jar of Love and Blueberry Bushel. Ooh, interesting. All right, and I did the inside and the envelope. I hope I've inspired you with this video, and that you'll join me next week when I do Jar of Love in Blueberry Bushel. If you liked my video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. Have a great day.